G'day everyone, Goober here with another Torchlight Infinite Outlaw Season video. In this video I'm just going to go over the Nether Realm, being the points, the void charts and all that sort of thing. It may be quite confusing for new or players that haven't played for a while, or you're coming across from Path of Exile. You just want to understand the mapping experience. So basically what happens is you complete the campaign and then you get to time mark 1. There's not much to do in time mark 1. As you can see, most of the zones are locked. All you need to do is complete 2 maps in time mark 1, Glacial Abyss, and then that will progress the story. You go and talk to Zach the Hunter down here, and he will tell you to go and do stuff in time mark 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So as you go through, you unlock the Lava Sea, the Steel Forge, Thunder Wastes, Void Lands, then you do them all to unlock time mark 7. In time mark 7, you go through and you get the keys from the Plane Watchers to kill the Traveller in time mark 7, and this unlocks time mark 8. In time mark 8, you only have to do one zone. You get 4 keys, just like you do in time mark 7, and that unlocks the Realm Lord for time mark 8. You kill him, you unlock Profound. Now, I'm not entirely sure, however, the difficulty of the Traveller in previous seasons has been the same for time mark 8, Profound, and Deep Space. I'm not sure why. Maybe it's changed this season, maybe it's not. Maybe it's the exact same boss as it always has been. But that is the basic overview of unlocking the time marks. Now when you get to get through the time marks, as you kill the Plane Watchers, on this map you can see these little stars. These are the star talent points that you use in your void chart to enhance your farming experience. If you're unsure which ones that you have done or haven't done, I think this is a good example. So this is showing here that I have points to claim in time mark 8 and Profound. I don't have any to claim in time mark 8.0, 8.1, but I have some in time mark 8.2. So we'll select that. And on this screen you can see here that it's a bit blurry, but it's easy to see. If you want a better picture, just do that. I haven't done Steel Forge, 8.2, Thunder Waste, Voidlands, or Glacial Abyss. They will give me 4 more points to use in my void chart. There is also a handy little tally up here. If you just click the top right, star talent points, it shows that I have collected 76 out of 92. I've got 2 more to go in Glacial Abyss. That is 8.2 and Profound. I have 1 more in Lava Sea, which is Profound. Steel Forge, I have 2 more. Thunder Waste, 2 more. Voidlands, 2 more. And then Path of Progression, I have 7 that I haven't completed. The Path of Progression is out on the main screen here. It's this little icon right here. And there are certain things to do along the way. Journey gives you star talent points, so I have a fair few to go there. I need to complete a 7-1 stage with full affixes of 5 times. I really should do that right now. So that one there is as simple as going to time mark 7.1. I am doing a farming strategy at the moment that probably isn't the best idea for this. However, I'll just do it anyway. I'm just doing cloud walls, and all it wants you to do is do the max juice here and complete the map. So you just have to do 5 maps to complete this one. I'll see you in a sec. Alrighty, now that I've gone through and I've done those 5 stages, it has unlocked the next section. So defeat Plane Watcher on 7.2. I have done that, which is fantastic. To proceed further, I need to do it on 7.2 with full affixes 10 times. Each time you complete one of these, you get some primos and stuff. So this is pretty simple. Now you just do it on 7.2 to proceed to the next one. The next stage probably gives another one, and so on and so forth, as they have been doing all the way down through this series here. So as you can see, you get a couple of talent points, and then you start getting star talent points. all the way up through the rest of these stages. So it's really worth following this once you have done the main story quests. Just go into the path of progression, look at journey, and get all of the star talent points available. Now, what do you do with your star talent points? So in the void chart up here, these are all the different types of farming. Some are restricted to time mark 8 or above, or profound, and that sort of thing. And you unlock it along the top line, and then it goes down with the final ones to unlock are down the bottom here. Certain strategies benefit from cohesion, I guess. So there is some things here. These are all drop rarity. Generally, to get ultimate legendaries or precious legendaries, you want to be doing profound or above. So these aren't really that great early on, but they will become better if you're doing, say, a God of Machines or a Dark Surge ultimate legendary farm or something like that. You incorporate in the drop rarity node, which is this constellation here. Going over, we have priceless gear. Now, priceless gear can only drop in item level 86 or level 86 or above stages. This is time mark 8 or above, so there is no point using these nodes in time mark 7 as it will not proc. So just keep that in mind. The stage has to be level 86 or above. The higher you go, the more chance you have of this stuff dropping. Onto Sandlord. Now, every single one of these combat-related constellations have a chance to spawn. So this is what you can use in lieu of having compasses. So each of them will have 15 nodes that you can put in to get a 100% chance to add this mechanic to your map. And then you just go through and look at the other nodes that may benefit. This one gives 13% additional chance for one additional wave. And then if you get both, it's a 26% chance. And then all of the minor nodes are chance to replicate coins. Going down the bottom here, chance to replicate coins, chance to replicate coins. And then additional chance for empowered pirates for extra coins. And this one is Sand Pirate bosses, which just give extra coins with the stage boss. So as you go through and you identify the type of gameplay that you enjoy doing, maybe you don't even like doing Sandlord, so you wouldn't put your points into here unless you really, really wanted to build up your oasis for your passive income, which I'll go through, or you can look at other people's videos for more in depth of that. Dark Surge is really good if you are farming edicts. Edicts are required for the Keegan boss. Again, here we have all of the chance to spawn. If you don't want to use a compass, you can get up to 100% chance there. And then you just branch off into the edicts or the extra juice. Chance to get legendaries. So this has a picture of the law. Lone Walker boots. So in the stage, one piece of legendary gear dropped. Each reward monster in the Dark Surge Eruption has a 12% chance to have undergone Darkest Corruption. So Darkest Corruption is normally requires a Familiar Nexus, which will double corrupt an item, or it may just do nothing to the item. It's all chance. So there is other options there. Ultimate Legendary Gear drop there as well. That ties in well with the legendary nodes over here. Going on to Frozen Canvas. This one mainly drops snow paper fragments, which are required for the Frozen Canvas gameplay. There is also a node down here. Note it says that died snow monsters of time mark 8 or higher have a chance to drop the skill, so there's no point taking this node in time mark 7 or below. There's a chance over here for the all the rare monsters in the map to be replaced by dyed snow monsters. This pairs well with one of the compasses, which makes it so all dyed snow monsters drop 5 additional sets of snow paper fragments. So all up, you have a 5% chance if you take both these nodes to morph every rare monster in the map to these, granting a shitload of snow paper fragments. And then if that triggers, you also have a 1.5% chance on time mark 8 or above for each of those to drop a skill. So this is a pretty good tree. This is one of the few trees that you don't actually need the chance for this to spawn to benefit, because it has nodes like this one, which just states in Netherrealm stages, bosses will drop 1 additional set of snow paper fragments. So it doesn't even need frozen canvas in the map. This will just guarantee that bosses will drop 1 set of snow paper fragments. So it's a really good 4 points or 8 points that you can chuck in there if you want them to drop 2 sets of snow paper fragments. Going on, this is the most utility one there is. This is all flashing because of a major node that I have. But basically, going here, you can get a chance for Netherrealm to drop winding keys, extra star shards, extra chests, extra oblivion points. Up here is just extra monsters, extra bosses, energy cores, flame sand, and embers. So this is a really, really commonly used node, and it is very, very good. Onto compasses. This pairs well with Clockwork Ballet, as it is the main mechanic to drop compasses. Basically, everything here is just a chance to replicate, increase the drop quantity, and bosses to drop extras and that sort of thing. Up here, you have the chance for them to become the most valuable. And if you want to focus on getting, say, God of Might compasses, as they are often the most expensive, you can put a point in here and activate that one, or activate mechanical. I might just do that because I've got an extra point there anyway. Onto Dark Surge. No. Blacksail. Derp. Again, we have the chance for it to spawn, and then you have chance for boss whispers and that sort of thing. Often in this one, you would get the chance, and then you would just go to wealth, or you would go to wonder, or you would go to armament. You wouldn't really get multiple of these at a time, as you would often be stacking one of these depending on what you want to farm for. Goddess of the Hunt is really good for leveling, as bosses give the majority of the XP in a map. So you can just get everything in here. Down the bottom, we have auto selection, so you don't have to select anything while doing Goddess of the Hunt. And then chance for chests and stuff. I think this is bugged at the moment because the chests are only giving ecliptic compasses, which I don't think they should. Clockwork Ballet is one of the tankiest things that you can add to your map. It does give boosted drop quantity, and it is a massive focus on compasses, which can be very, 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 very profitable, but also extremely expensive, as the later compasses that are required to enhance this compass farm get quite pricey. So, but it is risk reward and high investment, high reward if you can do this in deep space or profound. Onto Aeterna. Aeterna is another external gameplay that you can farm up for. Aeterna reverberations sell for between 1 and 2 flame elementium each, and sometimes you can get up to 10 or 20 from a map, which is quite good. And you also get the Queen's Wick boss keys from this gameplay as well. It's a pretty common one to add, as the compasses are quite cheap, and you can get extra tiers and stuff from there as well. Arcana is where the Kismets come from. So if you want to get one of the Kismets from this gameplay, these have a chance to drop from the maps as well. There's a 1.3% chance to progress directly. 1% chance. Chest of Destiny. Notes of Arcana. They're the good or bad notes. There's one here somewhere that gives it a chance to drop Kismets from your maps, which is really good. Some Kismets go up to 8 or 10,000 Flame Elementium. So it's a mechanic that you can add that you may get nothing for 3 hours, and then you may get some good drops, and it might make up for the last 3 hours of absolute boredom. But it is what it is. It has its place. In time mark 8 and above, farming for beacons becomes quite profitable, and this tree enables you to, the bottom half is all about the chance to replicate beacons or have bosses drop beacons, and then the top part here is all about chance for magic monsters to drop additional beacons, which pairs well with another compass. Up the top here, you have a chance of getting a beacon chest. It is also based on how many magic monsters and God of War followers you've killed. And then you can go further into favoriting, just like in PoE, the beacons that you want to have drop. Often Glacial Abyss beacons are more expensive, as well as Lava Sea beacons. And these three over here are generally the less expensive beacons. You wouldn't really ever favorite those unless you were just target farming that and you just wanted to sustain your own maps. Onto Cube. Cube is one that is kind of unique because everything in here really benefits and synergizes well. There's no one direction that you go for. Basically, you just grab everything here minus this node because it gives you minus 30% additional Desire Crystal drop quantity. Desire Crystals are required for rolling the cube at the end, so this is often not that fantastic. And a lot of people don't take Judge because the judges can be quite brutal and wreck your face really, really easily. So just keep that in mind if you're going for this tree. Take everything except for this node up the top right, and often Judge as he hits really hard. It does drop good stuff, but he is also extremely brutal. Going into Resident's Eyes, this one is similar to Aeterna. Has a chance of dropping activation mediums up to tier 2. It can't drop the best ones, but it can drop some pretty good ones. Chance to spawn and chance to replicate the Resident's Eyes and that sort of thing. God of Might is extremely expensive if you want to farm the best farm. However, this is generally restricted to Profound or Deep Space if you want to farm for legendary gear or embers. God of Might is the main one for embers. As you know, embers drop during God of Might have a 0.12% chance of becoming ultimate embers. It is very, very profitable. However, it has extremely high investment cost if you want to do it properly. And finally, Dream talking. So this is from the Nightmare season. Down the bottom, we have the chance to spawn Nightmare. And then as we go through the tree, the main ones are on the right-hand side here. We have minus chance to trigger the Nightmare, minus chance to trigger the Nightmare, and minus chance to trigger the Nightmare. We have a chance to get 20% additional drop quantity instead of a Nightmare affix, which is huge, which is really, really nice. And then up the top here, we have another 20%. So if you get both of those, you have 2 chances of getting plus 20% additional drop quantity, which is really nice. Going over the left here, we have a chance for Sweet Dream Mist to appear. They've been nerfed over the season, so they're still okay, but they're not probably worth the extra 4 points. And then going down here, you have a 10% chance, 1 additional Nightmare monster that can drop a Queen's Grace. Now, the Queen's Grace itself is not worth much, but the monster that it spawns in Profound or Deep Space is quite a nice loot explosion. So the Queen's Grace part of this is worthless. However, the monster itself is actually quite good. Finally, onto the profound talents. You get 2 points for killing Traveller in Time Mark 7, and you get 2 more points for killing Traveller in Time Mark 8. The ones that I'm using are if no compasses are placed in the Netherrealm stage, 25% chance for 4 additional random bosses. They are just map bosses. I don't know if they fixed it, but when I checked before, they don't actually give extra XP, which is horrendous. But that should be fixed. But they benefit from things like the Netherrealm resonance, where bosses drop extra resonance and that sort of thing. So it's still a really, really nice node. And finally, this one, which activating the nodes of non-gameplay talent constellations no longer require the micro talents along the way. It does have minus 50% drop quantity, so juicing the map is generally pretty much pointless because you are removing all of that right here. Other things that you can get as you go around, if no legendary compasses or above are used, it counts as no bosses being no compasses being added, so that could benefit from this one. These two would synergize quite well, as a lot of the major nodes in, say, the beacon or whatever, or the compass tree, have things like if no compasses are used, bosses have a chance to drop compasses or beacons. If you're farming Time Mark 7 over and over, you might want 20% chance for star shards to be replicated. It has a -2 confusion cards drop rate, so this would be beneficial if you were just running the same map over and over again, or you didn't care about the confusion cards at all. Confusion cards will be rarer. This one's really nice if you're chasing confusion cards, as the rarer the confusion card, often the more loot that you will get. When the number of cards in the confusion deck reaches 40 or 50, you get plus drop quantity. If you're really tanky, you can just take this one for plus 30% drop quantity, but you get 4 less portals in your map. So you can die once in a map. If you die twice, the map is over. Netherrealm stages, monsters take -20% additional damage. There's a 10% chance to not consume compasses. This may be really, really good if you are doing God of Might and your compass investment cost is over 100 FE. This just means that, you know, instead of it costing 100 FE on average, it's costing you 90 FE, because 1 in every 10 maps you should theoretically not be consuming your compasses. Monsters take -20% additional damage. However, there is a 30% chance to draw 1 additional confusion card. More chances of getting the rarer good nodes. That would pair quite well with this one. And this one plus 12% additional drop quantity. However, it takes 25 star talents to activate. The big one here is it is 12% additional drop quantity. So these ones are just drop quantity. These ones are additional drop quantity. If it says additional, it is a multiplier. If it's just like this, it is additive. So 100, 102, 100, or if you have 200, it's times 0.12%. This is times 12%. That is all of the talent constellations. Now for the other part that confuses people is confusion cards. In your maps, if you are running them, let's just reset this one to show the confusion cards. So you have a choice of 3 by default, and you run them. Every time you select a confusion card, you do get 100% additional drop quantity. This is a multiplier, so it is quite a lot. If you are farming certain things, you generally want to go for plus 100% additional drop quantity, as it is quite huge. This one gives 20% additional compass drop quantity. Good if you're farming Clockwork. This one's 40% additional drop quantity. This one's Embers. But this is pulled randomly from your pool. It can be enhanced through these ones if you have the rarer confusion cards or the chance to spawn more confusion cards. This pool of cards changes the higher that you go. As you can see here, there is only one rainbow confusion card. You can also add extra confusion cards depending on your farming method. So if you look at this one, it adds Brutal War to your confusion card deck. If you're doing cube, there are some here that will add confusion cards to your deck as well. So you'll be on the lookout for those if you are farming specific things. However, if we just look at the card library, we can show all cards, which shows absolutely everything that is available as we go through. The ones that aren't available are grayed out. As you can see, the God of War ones are all gone because they all come from either higher tiers or from the void charts themselves. These three here, chance for God of War followers to spawn. We have a rare version, an epic version, a legendary version, and I guess a mythic version of the same card. If you're getting the rarer cards, obviously you want to go for the rainbow one when it appears. So there is a lot of things here that can spawn. There are some that are better than others. Like this one, 4 to 6 mystery chests is often really quite good. Blessed Monsters is quite good because they have a higher drop quantity than most other monsters. This is generally not very good unless you're doing God of Machines or you're hunting for legendary drops. Drop quantity is also always really quite nice. Drop rarity, not that great. Extra normal monsters, not great. Magic monsters, not great. Rare monsters is generally pretty good if there's nothing else to take. Drop quantity is pretty good. And so on and so forth. As we go down, there are some that are really good. Chance to drop fluorescent memories is quite nice. Bosses drop additional beacons. If you're in tier 8, beacons go for like 3 or 4 flame elementium. So that's just basically saying all bosses in the map will drop up to 16 FE extra, which is really nice. Queen's Disciples, when they are defeated, they drop a lot of beacons as well, so that's really quite a nice one. Netherrealm Resonance, yeah, it's okay. Going on, none of those are really that great. If you're farming God of War for beacons, this one is really nice and pretty much core to you making a lot of currency. Going down, God of Might, if you're doing this strategy, you know what to look out for. Whether you're going for additional pieces of legendary gear or embers and whatnot. So pretty much all you're looking for in the confusion cards are the rarer versions of whatever you're farming for. Maybe you're doing God of Machines and you are looking for fluorescent memories. Obviously get the fluorescent memory one. There is a lot of confusion cards to grab. However, generally if you're farming for something, you just want to go for the highest rarity of whatever you are target farming. If you're unsure how many where is it? Let me just bring it up. So this one here, it has when the number of confusion cards in your deck reaches 40, you get 5% drop quantity. When it reaches 50, you get 5 more percent. So if you have 40, it's 5%, 50, it's 10%. The way you can calculate that is just go back to your confusion card deck, which is the bottom right here, and just count. So it's 5 per row, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Okay. There's 70 in the base lot here for this farming strategy. So I would benefit wholly from the 10% here if I was to go for that a lot. When you are modifying your void chart, you can save 3 plans here and you switch them around. You reset them using winding points, which are gained from winding keys. They'll be in your inventory. You also get a bunch of freebie ones. So you can just right click the stack and that'll give you 47 more winding keys, for example. After you have reset your void chart, make sure if you are farming and you're wondering why it hasn't updated, you will need to reset or complete a set. This will be this for 4 maps and then it'll reset. Otherwise, you can just force a reset by spending a confusion reset thing there, and that will reapply your void chart. So you're actually farming with what you want to be farming with. I think that's covered off on pretty much everything. The Glacial Abyss Watchers drop certain things. They drop different things based on the tier that you are farming them on. Tier 8 and above drop different things again. This is, I believe, where Ghost Slaughter gloves start dropping, which are the expensive thing. They only come from T8 or above. They don't drop from T7. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I think I went through enough stuff. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.